Trade reports are escalating as the St. Louis Blues have been linked to Buffalo Sabres' young budding star defenseman in a move that would shock the NHL. But not only that, we get a shocking move coming from the Blues as they get the perfect center. We're to break down everything on this young defenseman from the East and the center the St. Louis Blues just acquired later on this episode. Before we get into that, I just want to give a huge shout out to everyone watching this. If you're part of the 81% watching this and you haven't hit that sub button yet, make sure to go down and hit it. We're going to keep you up to date on everything to do around the St. Louis Blues in this hectic offseason going into next year, and you don't want to miss any of this content. Well, that, Darius, let's just hop straight into the recent signing the St. Louis Blues made, where we did see they got Nick Bjugstad on a 2-year deal at $1.75 million AAV. Now, looking at Bjugstad, he is quite a big player. Let's be honest, huge, 6'5" from J-Fresh. You can look at the charts. Bjugstad signed at his 1.8 on a 2-year deal. Offensive bottom six forward, good on the rush, active on the forecheck, reasonable mobile, physical, and tall. What is your initial thoughts on Bjugstad before we get into the implications and how he fits within this lineup? What is your thoughts on Bjugstad's just signing with this team?
Well, I don't hate the signing. This is a guy that went to the Western Conference final a couple of years ago with the Edmonton Oilers, and he definitely is a pretty good player, especially in a bottom six role. Offensively, he can offer quite a bit, especially off the rush, which we know could help the Blues, right? Especially scoring from the bottom six. It could be a pretty good move here and turn out pretty well. You can see he has decent stats with, previous teams he's been on. But he's also a big body, and he can, add that in the playoffs. The Blues are, I thought last year already a very hard team to play against, and Bjugstad makes you more of that. He's a big body, and he knows how to use it, of course, in front of the net, all of those things. Scored a couple goals with the Edmonton Oilers that way, just standing in front, right, being Johnny on the spot, puts the puck in the back of the net. And again, offensively, or defensively, I should say, he's a decent two-way option as well at third line center. Now, the other thing to talk about, of course, is the cap hit here, 1.7, not too bad, especially for what he brings to the lineup and the fact that the salary cap is going up. So I don't hate that move too much. Obviously, it's not just a 1-year deal. So with the salary cap going up next year, you still retain his services. You still have some flexibility. I kind of like that move. And of course, they freed up salary cap space. We covered it in another video, via trade this morning as well. So don't mind it. The only thing to me, Mark, and we can talk about is that, in signing Bjugstad, he's going to be your third line center. So who's going to be your second line center? It's obviously Braden Shen at this point. So I don't know if they plan on going out and getting a Mikael Granlund like we were speculating about earlier today, because we thought that could be the move. There was a lot of smoke there. Elliot Friedman even mentioned it, that things were picking up between St. Louis and Granlund. It's not completely out of the question at this point. You can still make another move and free up some more salary cap space. But at this point in time, it looks like that's less likely, and they might have their center depth locked in now.
Because, I think the thing is, we're looking at the center depth coming out of free agency. Pius Suter and Granlund are two guys, but there's a lot of teams ready to back up the Brinks truck on these players. So we do see Army go out and fill the void of filling out the third line center. Braden Shen is very capable of playing the second line center. Adding Bjugstad, someone that is a physical force. We've seen him score 22 goals with the Arizona Coyotes just 2 seasons ago, putting up 118 hits. Last year, 104. When he gets ice time, playing with a playmaker, we've seen the 41-point season, the 22 goals, playing 17 minutes. I think there is a lot of value getting Bjugstad on a bit of a down year. He's coming in after just 2 seasons removed from the 22 goals. I do really like the fit of adding a big body, a 6'5" body, to the third line, someone that has experience in the playoffs, someone that can lay a hit, someone that can score a goal. I do expect him to play. They're moving Sundqvist down. They're going to make some way and try to move and refigure this core, but I shouldn't say core, this lineup, but I do really like this. But with that, Blue Sense, what's your thoughts on the Bjugstad signing? Because I think it's a sneaky good one, but it was a little surprising after they didn't go out to get the second line center. But let's hop straight into the more reports we're getting, where we already seen Bowen Byram linked to St. Louis, but we get a lot of more updates. Darren Dreger said today that their team's poking around Sabres defenseman Bowen Byram with trade conversations with Calgary, Vegas, St. Louis, among those interested. Now, looking at Byram, we've talked on him. We know how good Byram can be. A left-handed defenseman that can play the right side, played top 4 minutes in a Stanley Cup winning season with the Colorado Avalanche, but we do know there is a team in particular, and it has not been named yet, but we know a certain someone really likes to use offer sheets, and we do see an offer sheet is being worked for Bowen Byram. Don't know which team yet. Now, looking at this, there's a lot to take in, Darius. What is your thoughts on St. Louis still poking around, still looking to add to the defense after getting Logan Mailloux?
Well, it's not like the St. Louis Blues have made any significant offer sheets over the last, 12 months or anything like that, right, Mark? But it could be the St. Louis Blues that are poking around via an offer sheet. It could be a trade as well with the Buffalo Sabres. We know that they're looking to not necessarily offload him, but, I don't think he wants to play there anymore. And he's just another example of, one of those players that is being shipped out from Buffalo this offseason. He's going to command quite a bit of money. You would have to make the salary cap work because, or you would have to make a trade because he would be commanding quite a bit of money, but for good reason. Like you mentioned, and we've been talking about on the channel, this is a guy who's won the Stanley Cup. He played a ton of minutes when he was playing with the Colorado Avalanche. He is a very good left shot defenseman, not the biggest defenseman either, but obviously they made a trade that you mentioned earlier today with bringing in Mailloux. He's not going to be the type of guy, as you can see here, penciled in, at least we did on the third pairing there, but I don't think he's going to be there to start the year, maybe throughout the year. I don't know. He can play his way in. I don't think he's there yet. He's going to be one day, but he's not there yet. But you can still get younger and better on the blue line if you were to make a move like this. You would have to move off of Nick Leddy. I don't know who's taking that contract right now. I think that you probably have to attach some type of sweetener to it. I don't know if the Blues really want to do that. And Doug Armstrong is not a fan of doing that, but it could be an option that they look at. You can get younger, faster. I mean, the decor, all of a sudden, if you were to add Byram to this and then Mailloux's on the way, you have it solved, right? Like, and we've been talking about it on the channel that, you don't have to think about it now. You don't have to think about it maybe even next year, but at some point soon, Parayko and Fowler, they're getting older, right? Like they're not getting any younger. You're going to have to start thinking about it. So Mailloux earlier today, if you were to add Byram too, there's some good options there, right? That you don't really have to worry about it too much. It's in the back of your head now. And then obviously you have to retool on the fly again later on, but you don't have to think about it as much. It would really, really help. And Byram can make an impact right now. It's not Mailloux where he might be in the AHL. He would come in on the NHL squad. So I think it's interesting. They're going to have to make the cap work. That's for sure, but could be an offer sheet. And I think things are about to get really crazy because there's a lot of rumors about offer sheets. It's been way too quiet in that regard because of what insiders have been saying. There's a lot of really good candidates like Byram, like Will Cooley still at this point in time. So I think something's going to go down.
Because, I mean, the big thing, we know Oilers fans do not like the word offer sheet, but we've seen this happen. Looking at the defense, in our top 4, this was an offer sheet. Holloway at forward, another offer sheet. But like you alluded to, and I know everyone loves that word here, we see with this team, like you said, Fowler, Parayko, they're getting older. Falk and Leddy are probably going to be moved at some point over the next few years. If you have a top 3 core of Mailloux and Broberg and Bowen Byram, I think you could build a lot with this. It's going to cost a lot, like you said, with the projected cap coming from Scotia Stats, having them just under $6.5 million. It would take a first and a third during an offer sheet, but I think there is a lot of value. It seems like things are really picking up. I mean, Blues fans, would you be surprised if Army's not out doing this right now with the offer sheet? He loves throwing them around, and I think this is the perfect candidate. But what's your guys' thoughts on this? Go down and leave a comment below. What's your thoughts on the Bukestad signing? Because I think he's going to be a little sneakily underrated joining the squad. Go down and leave a comment on everything down below. While you're down there, leave a like, subscribe, share this with your friends. I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Is my mic better? Because I got a new one. Is it loud enough? Let me know in the comments. Sounds good? Let's go. But that'd be it for this. Go leave a like. But I've been your host, Mark, with my co-host, Darius. I'm in a blender. Take care, Blues fans.